Hi everyone, this is Jen from Britmums, and we are here today at our Shortcut Experts Google Plus Hangout. We are talking about the quick and easy egg main meals you can make with leftovers. It's perfect timing because this is British Egg Week, so lots of good egg cooking going on. Eggs can make a meal out of just about anything, and they're great to combine with common leftovers like ham, potatoes, carrots, that half onion you have in your refrigerator, if you're like me. They're quick and tasty, and they also have the benefit of reducing food waste. This hangout is sponsored by British Lion Eggs, which will be familiar to people via the little egg red lion stamp. You find it on egg boxes and on shells, and it tells you that the eggs you're buying are high quality, produced to the highest standards of food safety, and they're British. So you can get more inspiration on their website, eggrecipes.co.uk, and it has loads of ideas for British Egg Week, including a section on leftovers and budget main meals. But right now, we are getting inspiration here in person from blogger experts. I can't quit saying that word. I love it so much. Let me introduce them. We have Mari from Mari's World.
Hi, everyone.
We have Michelle from the Purple Pumpkin blog. There she is. We have Jacinta from Jacinta's 3. There she is. We have Jenny from the Gingerbread House. We have Helen from the Crazy Kitchen. And we have Nadine from Juggle Mum. So let's get started with all of these lovely ladies' ideas and inspiration for us. Mari, start with you. Tell us about the recipe you really like to make with leftovers and eggs.
Sure. One of my favorite recipes, I love quiche. And quiche is so adaptable, and it's marvelous just for using up, like you say, all the bits and bobs in your fridge. One of the most recent ones I've made, I called a Mediterranean because it all started from an aubergine that I had left over and I didn't really know what to do with. So I had a courgette and some onion, like you say, bits and pieces that were in the fridge. I found some cheese and I always have a little bit of short crust pastry. I keep it in the freezer all the time so I can just pull it out and use it when I need it. A quiche is so simple to make. It's 3 eggs, some milk. You can use cream or yogurt in it as well. And once you've baked your pastry blind, pop in your leftovers, cover it with your egg mixture, and into the oven it goes for about 45 minutes. It never lasts more than a day because my lot come in and they'll cut off a little bit at a time, and before I know it, it's time to make another one. So it all starts over again. Whatever's in the fridge will go in the quiche.
That sounds delicious. I love the idea of kind of a last-minute quiche, that it's a really fast and easy idea. Now,
it's also good because it can be eaten hot or cold, so it's quite adaptable too.
Absolutely. And next we have Michelle from the Purple Pumpkin blog.
Hiya. Right, mine is also a quiche, but mine is crustless, mainly because I'm pretty rubbish with pastry. So I figured we all have leftover roast dinner on a Monday morning, or at least we do in my house anyway. And so we had roast chicken. I had some broccoli. I made a egg mixture. I sprayed a muffin tin with some sort of spray oil to just grease it up a little bit. Put the chicken and the broccoli in, mixed up eggs with milk and a little bit of cheese, some herbs, poured that over, baked it for 20 minutes, job done. Easy peasy.
That sounds amazing. I just wanted to say hello. We have Cara, who's joined us with a little friend of her own. Cara, nice to see you. So glad you could make it today.
Hi.
Hi. So Michelle's just told us her quick and easy leftover egg recipe. Jacinta, tell us about your dish. Oh, Jacinta, I think we're having a problem hearing you. Are you muted? We seem to be having a problem with Jacinta, so we'll come back to her in just a minute. Jenny, why don't you tell us what you suggest making for last-minute egg main meal?
Sure. Our family favourite is egg fried rice. It's really simple to use, and you can use anything you find in the fridge, so it's perfect. Day-old rice works best, so whenever we've had a curry, I make sure I make extra rice so there's plenty left over. And then I just heat up my saucepan or wok with some oil, add the rice, and anything I can find. So half an onion's perfect, or spring onions work quite well, and rice. And then when that's all cooked a bit, I just add a couple of eggs, and it's just so delicious. I like it with loads of soy sauce.
And so are you making the rice fresh for it, or are you using leftover rice? Or
Leftover rice is really, really good. It tastes much better than fresh rice. So I just cook an extra portion the day before, so there's plenty left over.
And you're using white rice? Can you also use kind of brown or wild rice or any kind of version?
Oh, I've never experimented because brown rice is pretty healthy, so that's what we use. But white rice, I need to go and do some shopping and try it.
Fantastic. Now, Helen, you have a tart you make with eggs. Tell us about that.
It's used like Michelle's with leftover roast dinner from Sunday, and it's got the one I made had roast pork, stuffing, vegetables, and then some fresh onion on it as well. And it's just a ready rolled sheet of puff pastry laid into a baking tray with a raised sides, a couple of eggs beaten with cream cheese, spread onto the base, and then just throw the topping onto it and bake in the oven. Simple as that. And you can put anything you like on it, but I used roast pork, vegetables, and stuffing.
And you just use the roast vegetables and everything that are left over from the...
Yeah, already cooked vegetables just put on, and then some raw onion on the top as well.
That raw onion, is it white onion or...
The one that's on my blog, I used red onion. But it doesn't really matter. Put whatever you like on.
Excellent. Yes, we'll be sharing all these recipes on the post on the Britmums blog afterwards, so you'll be able to get them. Now, Cara, you want to tell us about your recipe?
Yeah, I do a souffle omelette, which I actually got from a recipe book that was sent to me to make eggs, but you can put anything on it, and it's a real treat. It's something different to sort of a normal omelette, and to make it a main meal, I add sort of chips and a salad beside it. I've actually, in my recipe, I've used cheese, ham and tomato, but I've tried it with broccoli. I've had leftover roast onion from our roast dinner the day before, which is absolutely delicious. And it sounds really complicated to make because you hear the word souffle and you just panic, but it's really easy, and it only takes about 10 minutes.
And what's the trick to making the souffle easy?
You just literally, you start the omelette off like you normally would in a frying pan, and then you just put it under the grill for the last minute, and it just rises. It's genius.
Magic.
It is. Yeah, anything that's easy for me. I don't do sort of meals that take hours.
Excellent. And Nadine, you have a recipe that uses jacket potatoes, and these are one of my favorite things to have ever.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
It's gorgeous. It's an egg and bacon jacket. Now, you wouldn't normally think of putting eggs and bacon in a jacket spud, but it really makes a nice change, because in my jacket spuds, I like to have the tuna and the beans and cheese. But I tried this recipe last week, and it was absolutely delicious. In our family, we often get a pack of bacon, and then when I've done something like a fry-up or made a meal with it, we always end up with a rasher or two left over, and this is a great way to finish up that. All you do is you grill the bacon and then snip it into small pieces into a bowl, add some fresh chives, and then you would do your jacket potato in the oven, and when it's ready, scoop the mash out of, scoop it out of the middle and put it into the bowl with the bacon and the chives, a bit of butter, and mix it in. And then put it all back, heat all of that back into the skin, and touch an egg and lay it on the top, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
That sounds amazing. Amazing. Do you do that all together and then apportion them out in the different potatoes, or how does that work?
Yeah, well, what I would do would be do it all together, like get all of the get all of the potato out of the skins and do it in a big bowl together, and that way everybody gets a bit of bacon, a bit of chives, but I would make sure I did the right amount of eggs for the right amount of people eating, so that everybody gets one poached egg on top of their potato.
Fantastic. It looks like we've got Jacinta back. Jacinta, can we hear you? Jacinta.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, can you tell us about your recipe?
Oh, well, my recipe is about just rice was left over.
I think, sorry, Jacinta.
I normally use it.
Sorry, Jacinta, I think we're having problems with the audio again. Why don't you see if you can get that working? And Mari, I think you said you could talk a little bit about what Jacinta.
Yeah, I've actually brought up her recipe, and it sounds delicious. It's an egg and mushroom rice with leftovers. Again, a bit like Jenny, she uses leftover rice, and it's very, very easy and can be adapted to all sorts of vegetables. The mushrooms, the eggs, spring onions, and garlic all mixed together. Fry it for 2 minutes, add soy sauce and the spring onion, and add the eggs at the last minute. Break the egg, add to the ice, and mix through. In 5 minutes, it's on the table. So you serve with a curry or a fried rice. So very similar to Jenny's, and sounds very easy to make.
Yes, and I like just a minute here, and I'll bring up the picture. A picture here. I have a screen share, and what I like about this too is it includes mushrooms. It's very easy, but it includes these mushrooms, and you don't just have to use regular white mushrooms. You can add different kinds of mushrooms in to get a lot of flavor out of that. That's
a good idea.
So, Jacinta,
sound amazing, don't they?
They do. They do. So, we've gotten some great ideas here. I mean, bacon, potatoes. I love the idea of roast dinners. What do y'all find that your the younger members of your family particularly like, or about these meals, or the particular kind of leftover ingredients that you can use that the kids really enjoy?
Well, funnily enough, we went to Spain recently on a last weekend, and when we came back, we had to go this weekend at making a tortilla, and that's really, really easy. And there again, we just used potatoes and onion in a frying pan, covered it with the egg mixture, and we were a bit wary, thinking, oh God, the girls aren't going to like this, and they loved it. So I don't know if it was because we were eating as a family, but they really were interested and inspired by Spain, and they got on and ate it.
He's just telling you his opinion there. I find that eggs are really easy to cook with as well, so the kids all get involved, and I think if they cook their own meals or help, that actually they'll eat it.
That's such a good point. Getting kids involved, cracking the eggs, and the magical kind of properties with eggs, the way they bind stuff together, the way they can puff stuff up is in the souffle. They're kind of a magical thing, but just for kids can understand an egg. You crack it, you cook it, and it's delicious. I'm going to share a few of pictures of these meals. Here is the, whoops. Sorry. Issue there. This is the very interesting egg and bacon jackets from Nadine there, and they look absolutely gorgeous.
It's surprisingly hard to get a poached egg to photograph well.
Well, it looks gorgeous. And do you have any tips on your poached egg?
add a bit of vinegar into the water. That was something my husband told me, and that seems to work for me. It keeps, I don't know whether it keeps it together or I'm not sure, but whatever you do, it works. So just a dash of vinegar in the water.
Fabulous. And, oh, whoops, then also we have here, this is Helen's tart, which again, there's my question about the purple onion, but that looks amazing, and it looks actually quite light. It's not a big, heavy slab.
Yeah, it's quite light. It's puff pastry, and it's and I pre-baked the puff pastry slightly so it didn't have a soggy bottom, and then poured the egg and cream cheese in, and it's just quite a thin layer of that, and then just top it with everything else.
It looks amazing. So just a few great things about eggs that we haven't talked about so far. They are naturally rich in B2, B12, vitamin D, selenium, iodine, only 66 calories per egg. That's not always important, but it's nice to know. And of course, a great source of protein. So unfortunately, it looks like we've lost Jacinta, but we've had some great ideas here. These will all be on the Britmums blog, as I said, and you can follow all these ladies on G+ to get more of their inspiration ideas from their blogs. That brings us basically to the end of our hangout today. So when shopping, look for eggs bearing the lion mark that guarantees they've been produced to the highest standard. All lion quality eggs come from British hens vaccinated against salmonella, are fully traceable, and have a best before date on a shell as a guarantee of freshness, so that's something to always look for when you shop. And once again, I want to say thank you to the ladies and also our special under 18 guest with Cara there for coming along and sharing their recipes. Hope you all had a good time.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time. Bon appetit.